At first, take my cordial love and salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Warm welcome to you all who are watching my video right now. Today, I feel proud with my team to be being associated with such an excellent film review event. We are very grateful to our Honorable Ma'am Mrs. Tanzin Sultana, Lecturer Department of English, BGC Trust University, Bangladesh. Mostly thanks ma'am for giving us a chance to review a film together. My group B consists of 7 members. I pronounce name with ID. First of all, me, Shahidul Islam, 1825052. Sabekun Nahar Tumpa, 1826001. Rashedul Hoque, 1723075. Shahidul Hossain, 1826017. Shahana Sharmin, 1825044. Sajjad Hossain, 1826015. And Nahida Akter Nila, 1825076. We have chosen a movie named Debi.
Film Debi is a Bangladeshi supernatural thriller film based on the legendary writer of Bangladesh, Humayun Ahmed's novel of the same name, Debi. It is directed and screenplay by Anam Bishwas. The film is produced by Joya Ahsan. The starring of this film is Chanchal Chaudhary as Mishir Ali. This character was the first time television appearance of the extraordinary and mysterious character of Mishir Ali, created by Humayun Ahmed. Joya Ahsan as Ranu, Iraj Zakir as Ahmed Sabet, Animesh Aj as Anis, Shabnam Faria as Nilu, Lavanya Chaudhary as teenage Ranu, and some supporting characters. Cinematography by Kamrul Hassan Khoshru, edited by Sajjad Alok, music by Pritam Hassan and Anupam Roy, production company C for Cinema with sponsorship from Government of Bangladesh, distributed by Judge Multimedia. The film was released on 19th October 2018.
This film is made by following a novel from Humayun Ahmed, whose name is also Debi. The story focused on a girl named Ranu, who is a housewife, a temple, and a mysterious golden statue. At the beginning of the story, we see a character named Mishir Ali. He is a psychiatrist along with playing part-time professor role in University of Dhaka. He takes care much flowers and trees. In initial part of the story, a gentleman named Anis comes to meet with him, and coming Mishir Ali's home, he asks Mishir Ali, "Where is Mishir Ali's home? Do you know him?" Then Mishir Ali makes fun with him and shows someone's home and advises to go there. By this, we can assume that Mishir Ali does not like visitors much. Anis did not get Mishir Ali and went back to his home. At home, there is his wife, who is the protagonist of the story. From beginning of the story, Ranu's behavior was very strange, whom of course her body language reveals abnormal shape. Anis can realize his wife's problem once a colleague of his office advises him to meet with Mishir Ali, who is a psychiatrist. First time Mishir Ali plays a trick with him, but this time Anis comes to the right place. This time Mishir Ali also does fun, serving a seat Anis. He goes to do his work. On the contrary, Anis sits reluctantly. Mishir Ali comes when it is late evening. Finally, Anis tells him about mental problems of his wife. His wife's mental problem is she feels the appearance of supernatural entity around her, which means worldly. She can see the ghost and feels their walking sound and voice. As a result, she can't sleep properly. Meanwhile, another female character comes whose name is Nilu. Nilu is the neighbor of Ranu. Probably they live same flat. Ranu wants to do friendship with her and hardly talks. First time Nilu feels something tired, but gradually she can understand Ranu. Except abnormal behavior, Ranu has a power to predict about anything. In this sense, she can see the future. In the initial part of the story, we saw that Nilu was going to college by car. In the midway, the car was disabled and the driver tried to start but failed. Then Ranu came to the spot and suggested Nilu to go with a van. When Nilu asked why, then Ranu replied the answers very oddly and strangely that Nilu was going to fall in danger. Ultimately, Nilu follows Ranu's suggestion and goes with a van.
That night, Nilu's sister informed the car that Nilu was supposed to go to that day was hijacked. Nilu heard and shocked. Not only Nilu, but also Miss Ali sees a glimpse of Ranu's power when Anis brings Ranu to Miss Ali. Miss Ali asks Ranu a few questions and asks her by showing some cards. What is on the back of the card and what is the mark on there? Ranu gives the correct answer without seeing. It is a kind of a strange and similarly supernatural power. Ranu herself knows she has this ability. Miss Ali, who is a psychiatrist, asks Ranu many questions what happened to her and since when she got frightened. Then Ranu explains, when Ranu was 10 to 12 years old, she went for a bath in a river and hands from under the water grabbed her legs. At one point, the men took off Ranu's pajamas. Then the people of the village went there and rescued Ranu from the water and a dead body was found next to Ranu. The dead body was decomposed as it remained in the water for a long time, so the identity of that dead body was unknown. But when Miss Ali asked to Ranu whose dead body was it, Ranu replied that it was the dead body of Jalaluddin. Who is Jalaluddin and what happened to Jalaluddin? To find out these questions, Miss Ali went out to Ranu's place and talked to Ranu's cousin and neighbors. Going there, Miss Ali find out many strange information. On the other hand, the new character of the movie is Nilu, who eventually became an important character. Nilu made a good friend through social network and chats with that new friend on mobile phone all day and night. Although the ID is completely strange, the ID didn't have a picture or real name of the any person. At first Nilu avoided, but later Nilu fell in love with that man's words. The man repeatedly requested to meet Nilu and finally agreed to meet at a restaurant. But the interesting thing is Ranu knows all these private matters of Nilu. And while talking to Nilu, Ranu said that. Nilu got again a little shocked after hearing that. We already know about Ranu's supernatural power. Ranu tells Nilu it won't be safe for you to go to there alone, so I will go with you. Ranu and Nilu go to the restaurant, but that man didn't come. Later, the man texted Nilu at night. She had a friend with Nilu, so he didn't come to the restaurant. Later, Nilu went to meet the man again, but this time alone. Since then, they have met more often and their relationship has gotten closer. On the other hand, Miss Ali went to Ranu's village to find out about Ranu's childhood. Actually, on that village, Jalaluddin dragged Ranu to a big Vishnu temple to rape her, but he wasn't able to. And the villagers further say that the goddess of that temple was possessed Ranu, meaning that all the power of the goddess statue came into Ranu. Then Ranu was shining like fire. Seeing this, Jalaluddin fled from there in fear. Miss Ali heard from another villager that the temple had been built by a Pal family and that they had placed a statue of goddess there. Since then, they have no children, and to recover this, they have started giving up human sacrifice to please the goddess. 2 8-year-old girls were sacrificed on the night of the new moon, and since then that the 2 girls have been wandering around the village. After hearing all of this, Miss Ali doesn't believe these words because he is a modern man and a believer in science. Then Miss Ali returned home. On the other side, Ranu's condition is getting worse and her maintenance is increasing. Then Anis brings Ranu to Miss Ali again. Miss Ali told Ranu everything. He got information from her village. Miss Ali wants Anis to wait outside and talk to Ranu separately. Miss Ali continued to give scientific explanation of all her problems. Miss Ali described all Ranu's problems to such hallucinations. That means nothing like this exists, but Ranu emerged all the time.
Missy really suggested to Anis that Ranu should not be alone at home at all. So Anis brings a child named Jitu Mia to their home. If there is a child, Ranu will not be alone and her time will be spent talking. Probably Ranu will not be scared anymore, but over time that is likely to change. Ranu's fear and madness increased, and the child named Jitu Mia also saw two little girl ghosts in that house. Those who were sacrificed in the temple, and in that house Anis also felt the existence of something. At first he did not believe them, but later he was forced to believe them. Anis later tells everything to Missy Raleigh, but Missy Raleigh doesn't believe it and decided to spend the night at their house to check if there is anything ghostly present. But when he got there, he couldn't notice anything. Right. On the other hand, another character of the movie, Nilu, is busy with her new boyfriend. Her boyfriend is worried and his behavior is peculiar. Her boyfriend informs her that his father wants to see her. Nilu says, "It will be night when I go to meet your father." Her boyfriend tells her to go, insist, and will be back home by 8 p.m. But after getting in the car, Nilu noticed that the boy was taking him to the wrong side, and after realizing Nilu wanted to get out of the car, but the boy forcibly took to a secluded house. That boy was serial killer and psycho. On the other hand, Ranu's situation got worse and she became very ill. Ranu repeatedly mentions Nilu's name and wants to explain to Anis that Nilu is in danger. What is happening with Nilu? It was as if she could see it right in front of her eyes. Although we talked about her power a little earlier. Then the man was going to kill Nilu with his weapon. Then the glass of the window behind Nilu shattered and light and the some air came in, and the broken sharp piece of window glass got stuck in the chest of the man. Ranu meanwhile stopped breathing and died at on point. Then we look at the ending of the movie. Missy Raleigh is standing next to Ranu's grave and Nilu is standing next to the grave in front of him. Nilu's gaze and style of wearing shari all look like Ranu.
We don't know if paranormality can be described on the basis of the justification of life. The game of life are like the mystical maths. Some of them can be solved, and at the same time, some of them are unsolved, even though they are already solved. And Sir Humayun Ahmed's ageless masterpiece Debi end up with notorious song. We can remind the speech of William Shakespeare. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamed of in our philosophy.
This movie achieved so many awards. The director Anom Bishwas got the Best Director Award from BGC Award. Zoya Ahsan got the Best Actress Award from BGC Award. Meryl Potham Alu Award and Bangladesh National Film Award. Chonchol Choudhury got the Best Actor Award from Meryl Potham Alu Award, and Sabnan Faria got the Best Newcomer Award from BGC Award.